Hi, ladies, beautiful leaders of new consciousness. This is our August meeting that is coming up next week, Mycelial Network Event. And I'm here to share our theme and our intention for this week meeting. And I would like to share also the energetics of it, so you can feel it in your body, so you can feel it in your soul, so you can also make personal reference, find that point of reference within your own consciousness of what it means to you, and go deeper with this topic, right? Not to the familiar places that we all know and been, but let's go a little bit deeper, right? Like let's get a bit more creative. Let's step out of the box of the old paradigm and help each other see this topic through the lens of the golden age, through the lens of new paradigm on this planet. Our August topic is about redefining prosperity. Redefining prosperity. First, I was just putting it like prosperity in business, but then it was like, felt like we just over process and over talk about money and abundance and wealth and prosperity. And I really would like to go to some places that we usually don't go with this topic. And what it means for you, you can contemplate on this before our meeting, so we can really help each other expand and bring some missing links about understanding what prosperity means for us in the new world that we're trying to create. Not trying, we are creating the new world together. So the challenge is for all of us, and we all feel this challenge, because the old world, the way we know it, the old paradigm is coming to end. We can witness the agony of the old patriarchal system right now, right? We can witness the chaos and the crisis of the old culture, of the old system and structures, of the old ways of living and relating. And let's just accept it as a really, really good thing and accept it as an important phase of our evolution. We need to let go. We need to let it be recycled and use that energy for creation. Now, how do we do it at the same time? Because what humanity is capable to do is to destroy and then create, destroy and then create. So we don't want to go to that mode. So what is required of us right now is to witness the destruction in the world, maybe facilitate certain part of that destruction, right? Letting go of that, not in a violent way, but in a positive way. And at the same time, bring and cultivate this new paradigm, this new consciousness, this new leadership that is connected to our vision of what we are creating on this planet, how we want to live together, how we want to lead, how we want to relate, how we want to thrive, what prosperity will mean for us in this new world. And that is a very, very challenging thing to do, because we are affected by what's going on in the world. We are facing extreme uncertainty and chaos. We are feeling stress in our bodies, right? We are walking between the worlds right now. And at the same time, are we still holding on to our vision of this new world? Are we still holding on to our mission of what we're here to change and contribute? Are we still strongly connected to that feeling and we're rooted in it while being in the middle of the crisis and chaos in external life? So that is the challenge that we're all facing. And it's very important to stay in this field together, not just on our own, because it's really, really hard, but together, and help each other work on each piece that we're here to bring, right? So I'm really curious where are you at with this piece, because uncertainty is really uncomfortable. The prosperity piece, right? The economy is falling apart, people is in fear. It's like, how do you handle that? How do you navigate it? What are your spiritual tools, psycho-spiritual practices? How do you lead from that place? Do you find a place of trust? What do you need still to walk through, right? What kind of support do you need to receive? Do you need to feel others right there with you? Do we need to deepen our relationship and commit to something that we were not committed before because of our, mainstream values, that we kind of feel awkward to step out of that? I'm doing some new brave things. And for me, maybe it's not so new, but it will be very differently new for American culture overall. I will maybe share during our meeting. So I'm stepping into a really uncomfortable place. I'm stepping into the place where I want to explore and grow through relationships with people, through collaborations, through co-creating something together, and interdependent relationships. So this is what is the core of, I feel, this new leadership paradigm. It's interdependent relationships, not codependent, and it's not independent, because we can't be just an island in the ocean as a solo being. We are here, we are connected, whether we want it or not, right? But we can choose what role we play, we can choose how we show up. So interdependent relationship, right? Our network, our community, we want to cultivate this interdependent relationship, right? So we all feel more supported, safer, and we cultivate a sense of belonging. Okay, we're not alone doing these things. If something happens to us, all these other leaders will get our back. So when we talk about redefining prosperity, I feel it's very important to understand where are you at in terms of your business, your relationship with prosperity, wealth, abundance, whatever you call it, money, and there can be two extreme places, and there is the whole spectrum in between. It's important to understand where are you at with that. I recently participated in this challenge or this series of video training with Melanie Ann Layer. She's pretty well-known coach of new consciousness, this woman who really showed us extraordinary results in terms of creating prosperity and teaching other women, and creating this business coaching company that she has. And I really want to learn as much as possible from other women. So I took her class, this challenge, and she was talking about in the new leadership and the new paradigm, we don't just talk about how we want to get rich ourselves. It's we have businesses, so we want to get rich, and we buy a house, we buy a car, and we have this American dream, we want to vacation, our family is good, our relationship is good, and that's great. That's what we want. And that was enough for the old leadership paradigm, right? It was enough for people to have that desire, move, and have that passion, and take action and create that for themselves, right? And she was talking like, well, for the new world, for the new paradigm is not enough. We have to understand that it's about interconnectedness and sustainability. And it's like we all are meant to thrive. We're not meant to thrive in isolation while somebody like our relative is struggling and suffering out there. It doesn't mean that we can change directly what's happening to our relative, yet we can create space for more sustainable exchange and support system overall, right? So people can feel the belonging, even if they haven't developed skills to take care of themselves quite yet, but they feel already supported and guided, and they maybe can take some steps forward as well. So seeing a bigger picture of what we want the world to be, how we want to, what kind of economy we want to build, right? What kind of politics, what kind of system and structures of in the society, right? Like I have a master's degree in social political sciences, and I was wondering why did they study that at the time, you know? And only later, after studying transpersonal psychology and doing expanded states of consciousness work, I realized like, oh wow, I understand now. Because I wanted to figure it out. I wanted to figure out why the world, you know, the world of humans is the way it is. It's like it didn't make sense to me why we relate to each other this way, why we have this kind of economy, why we have these values, why we behave this way. And it didn't really help me to understand that. But I gained lots of knowledge about what it is, right? Then when I did my inner work, when I did more transpersonal work, when I did expanded states and psycho-spiritual work, then I could build a bridge between what I studied in the university for my social political science degree and what I've learned about humanity and myself and all of us consciousness, and then I can bridge it together, right? So I see there are two extremes right now in the world, like people who just want to get rich, to have great business and make lots of money and, you know, accept their desires and not to be ashamed for wanting more and want to have lots of money, lots of beautiful things, the comfortable, you know, environment, a great house, blah, blah, blah. And that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. That's beautiful. And we all deserve to have it, you know, to have it all. And deserve is not my favorite word, but if people struggle with unworthiness, they do need to step up and say yes to themselves and receive and experience all of these things. It's part of the embodiment, this journey on this planet. Now, there is another category of people who actually, this, you know, conscious beings who want all the planet to thrive, and they want to love everyone, and they're compassionate already. They're already giving, and they're giving from the heart, but then they don't understand how to stay in their source, how to stay in the right energy so they can take care of themselves as well. Because many times these kind of people, these kind of women particularly, they drain themselves, right? They give, and then they don't feel comfortable to have something better than basic level because they think it's selfish or it doesn't feel right because you need to help, right? And for me, it was like a challenge. Like I'm more like the second category in the second phase of my life, because I had this heart opening experience and I basically used all my money that I made before in my 20s and my early 30s to explore, to grow. And I believe maybe we can move to the fifth dimension at some point. It was maybe a bit delusional at the beginning. So I needed to learn how to be more self-sustained and take good care of myself, and also accept that part of myself who likes beautiful things, who loves, you know, certain level of luxury, certain level of abundance, and certain style, like bohemian lifestyle, and having a great support system. So I had to go back and rebuild it for myself, allow myself to have both, while having this bigger vision for the humanity as well. So it's finding the balance. Like for me, prosperity is finding the balance between these two things, and not to be caught up in one or another, right? And that's a tricky balance, right? And in a way, it invites us to find that balance between feminine and masculine within. It's the balance in our leadership. It's a sacred union leadership where we utilize both feminine and masculine, and we lead from that place, from that place of wholeness, right? Sacred union leadership. That's what I see is needed to redefine prosperity and really stay committed and devoted to our mission and our vision for a new earth, a new consciousness, a new level of human evolution. So this is my speech for our meeting. I'm really looking forward to see everyone, and I see you soon.